Imagine warriors so fearless that entire kingdoms trembled when their ships appeared on the horizon. These warriors were the Vikings, and despite what movies show, their real story is even more fascinating. First, Vikings were not just brutal raiders. Many were actually skilled explorers, traders, and craftsmen. In fact, around the year 1000, a Viking explorer named Leif Erikson reached North America nearly 500 years before Christopher Columbus. But their ships might be the most impressive part of Viking history. Their famous longships were incredibly advanced for their time. These ships were lightweight, fast, and flexible enough to travel across massive oceans and shallow rivers. This allowed Vikings to appear suddenly in places people thought were impossible to reach. And here's something surprising. Vikings cared a lot about hygiene. Archaeologists have discovered combs, tweezers, and even ear-cleaning tools in Viking settlements. In fact, many people in medieval Europe thought Vikings were unusually clean because they bathed more often than most. Another common myth is that Vikings wore horned helmets, but historians have found no evidence that Viking warriors actually wore them in battle. The horned helmet idea was created hundreds of years later by artists and costume designers. Viking society was also more complex than many people realize. Women could own property, request divorce, and sometimes even lead households while men were away exploring or trading. Their culture was filled with powerful stories and mythology, including legendary gods like Thor and Odin. These myths helped shape the beliefs and traditions of the Viking world. But eventually the Viking Age began to fade as Scandinavian societies changed, adopted Christianity, and formed organized kingdoms. Yet their legacy is still everywhere today, from language and mythology to exploration history. The Vikings were far more than just raiders. They were explorers, innovators, and one of the most fascinating civilizations the world has ever known.